Okay, besties, get comfy because I've got some Cold War chaos to spill. So, I'm sitting at my desk, grading DBQs with my favorite oversized mug of coffee when splash, I spill it all over my world map. And no joke, the borders on the map started cracking, glowing red, just like they're about to explode. And I said, oh no, not again. Because that, my loves, is exactly what happened after World War II. The world didn't just heal, it split right down the middle. Y'all, it's the end of 1945. The Allies have defeated the Nazis, but they still had to figure out what to do with the wreckage, and y'all, it was messy. Germany was divided into four occupation zones controlled by the US, Britain, France, and the Soviet Union. It was supposed to be temporary, but spoiler alert, it was not. Tensions between the US and USSR heated up faster than my tea kettle. So by 1949, Germany was split in two. West Germany was controlled by the US, Britain, and France and was democratic and capitalist. East Germany was Soviet controlled, communist, and very much locked down. Now, here's the tea nobody ever talks about. Korea got the exact same treatment. At the very end of World War II, Japan surrendered its control over Korea, and before you could say bipolar world, the Allies agreed to split Korea temporarily at the 38th parallel. North Korea would be under Soviet influence, South Korea would be backed by the US. So, yeah, just like Germany, Korea became another Cold War custody battle. Fast forward to 1950, and boom! North Korea was like, you know what? Let's reunite this peninsula under our rule. So they invaded the South. And the US freaked out because, hello, domino theory. They believed that if one country fell to communism, the rest of Asia would collapse too. So the US and the United Nations jumped in to help South Korea. And China? Oh, China came running in for the North. It was on. It was brutal. 3 years of fighting with zero clear winner. In 1953, both sides just said, okay, fine, and agreed to a ceasefire. The border stayed exactly where it started, at the 38th parallel. And here comes the drama bomb, y'all. General MacArthur, the U.S. commander, remember him from the Pacific War? He wanted to go full send and nuke China. President Truman was like, sir, this is a containment strategy, not a light your hair on fire strategy. But MacArthur kept pushing. So Truman fired him in the middle of a war. Can you imagine? The drama was next level. And from there, things only got more complicated. The US clung to containment like it was gospel, trying to stop communism from spreading anywhere. And that led to a whole bunch of proxy wars in places that most Americans at the time couldn't find on a map. But the US and USSR, oh, they found them real quick. Let me spill the quick hits. Iran, CIA backed coup in 1953. Guatemala overthrew the president in 1954. Congo, back coup and chaos in the early 60s. And of course, Vietnam. But y'all, that one deserves a whole episode. All of these places, shatterbelts. Places where outside powers stirred the pot and left behind disaster. Meanwhile, that arms race was getting wild. The US dropped the first bombs in World War II. The Soviets go, oh, us too, and they detonate one in 1949. By the 1950s, it was a nuclear arms shopping spree. More bombs, bigger bombs, scarier bombs. And the theory was if both sides could destroy each other, nobody would push the button. They called it MAD, or Mutually Assured Destruction, and it really was mad. Global peace held together by the threat of complete annihilation. Comforting, right? So, then came the U-2 spy plane scandal. It's 1960. The US is flying spy planes high over the Soviet Union thinking we're slick. But the Soviets were like, peekaboo. They shot one down and captured the pilot alive. President Eisenhower tried to play it off like, oh, it's just a weather balloon. But y'all, the Soviets had photos. They had the plane. They had receipts. Khrushchev was livid. He canceled the peace summit we were about to have and read us for filth in front of the world. So, by the end of the 1950s, the Cold War was sizzling. Spies in the skies, nukes on standby, shatterbelts cracking under pressure, and then somebody Cuba, lets the Soviet put missiles 90 miles off the Florida coast. But y'all, that is the tea for next time.